Can you make a cheesecake in a rice cooker? Let's find out. Hi everyone, it's Tasha and welcome to another recipe video. And today we're going to be doing a little experiment. Even I don't know how this is going to turn out. We are going to try making a cheesecake in a rice cooker. And actually the biggest question is, can it make a good cheesecake in a rice cooker? Because it probably can make a cheesecake, but whether it's edible, remains to be seen. I've had this model of rice cooker for a few years now. It's great, it has several different modes, it makes really nice rice. I've made rice porridge congee in it, I've made oats porridge in it, I've made yogurt in it, I've made stew and soups. It's really good. I even made a giant pancake in it once and it was reasonable. But I recently unearthed the old manual and I was flicking through and I noticed that it has a recipe for cheesecake. And not just any cheesecake, it's apparently a fudge cheesecake. And the idea of making a cheesecake in a rice cooker fascinates me, so here we are. Just a little note, if you have a more basic rice cooker that's the on-off kind, I wouldn't know how to make it one of those. This will work if you have one of these more updated rice cookers with different modes on, particularly if it specifically has a cake mode. What initially intrigued me about this recipe is it says fudge cheesecake, but it didn't list fudge in the ingredients. Let's have a quick read. Cream cheese, sugar, eggs, flour, cream, lemon juice, vanilla extract and butter. Where's the fudge? But as I was reading the actual directions, right in the middle it says, at this point add a good sprinkling of tiny fudge pieces. So this recipe is a little bit sneaky. It doesn't actually list one of the main ingredients. In fact, the main ingredients for a fudge cheesecake, the fudge, until actually inside the directions. So see, here's proof. No fudge in the ingredients list. So I thought I'd better make sure and give the whole directions a proper read. And also it doesn't have a base. I thought, oh that's okay, this is a bit like a Basque cheesecake where it doesn't have a biscuit base, that's fine. Nope, right at the end the final direction is slip onto a ready-made sweet pastry case or onto a biscuit base. So I had to go out last minute and buy a pastry case because I cannot be bothered to make a base from scratch. The whole point of this cheesecake is it's super easy. I'm not going to make the base from scratch. This is supposed to be a relatively simple recipe. Unfortunately, it's not a one bowl recipe. They do require you to separate the eggs and whisk the egg whites first and then fold it in, but that shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, without any further ado, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's apparently done. We're going to start by greasing the inner bowl of our rice cooker. I've just got some unsalted butter in there which I've softened at room temperature. And yeah, there's quite a lot because I really don't want this to stick, and I'm just going to swipe it all over the insides. There we go, that should do. Now let's make the cheesecake. I have 200 grams of full fat cream cheese. Now I'm going to stir it with 50 grams of caster sugar until it's nice and soft. And I'm also going to beat in 3 egg yolks. I'm also going to beat in 30 grams of plain flour. Now I'm going to add 30 milliliters of double cream. 3 teaspoonfuls of lemon juice, about half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 20 grams of melted unsalted butter, which I've also let cool a little bit as well. Give it a nice stirry stir too. And now the instructions say to sprinkle over some fudge pieces. It doesn't say how many, it just lightly sprinkle on. Don't want too few, don't want too many. This is a 100 gram packet, so I'm going to do half, so let's say 50 grams. Now let's set this aside. Now we're taking the 3 egg whites that we had left over from our separated egg, and I'm going to whisk this until it's foamy like a meringue. Once it's reached the stage where you can turn the bowl upside down and it won't come out, we're going to add 30 grams of caster sugar, so that's more sugar, and we're going to whisk this in until it's glossy. There we are, we have a lovely nice stiff meringue. Now we're going to bring back our cheesecake mixture. We're going to spoon, let's say 1 spoonful in just to lighten the mixture up. Give it a bit of a mix. And we're moving to a spatula now. Let's get all of that egg white mixture in. And we're going to gently fold the rest of this egg white in. And when it is just combined, we're going to pour it straight into our prepared rice bowl. So let's do that, rice cooker bowl rather. Now we're going to hit this with the palm of our hand below. It's going to get rid of air bubbles. There we go. And we're going to cook this. Okay, a little bit awkward now because I have to film this with one hand. Place the rice cooker bowl into our rice cooker. Close the lid. Now we've got to select cake down there. Can you see? It says cake. Oh, hi, you can see me in the reflection. Anyway, yep. So I'm going to choose menu until I get to cake. Cake. It says to cook it for a whole hour. So there we go. Let's start it. And we'll be back in an hour. It has just beeped and it automatically goes to keep warm. So I'm going to switch that off. And let's have a cheeky little look. Ooh, you know what? Does kind of look like a baked cheesecake. Right, let me take this out. We're just going to pop this here and we'll let it cool down completely. Now that this is completely cool, is for the most dubious part, at least to me, of this process. I'm supposed to flip this out and then, according to the booklet, slide it into a ready-made tart case or biscuit base. So I've got my ready-made tart case here. This, it says to invert it onto your hand. I've got a clean hand here. You should have clean hands anyway when you're cooking, by the way. So, gosh, let's get this out of the way first. Really hope this doesn't stick. We did put quite a bit of butter in it. And it's not coming out. I have an angled palette knife. I'm going to attempt to loosen the sides a bit. Being very careful because I don't like using metal against metal things because it scratches stuff up. Okay, let's try this again. I hope not too much sticks. And, oh dear. Anyway, that's gonna have to do. Now we're, gosh, the state of this. All right, let's put this in here. Wow. Yeah. I'm actually speechless. Okay, let's give it a good go. Let's slice it up and serve it. Well, she's not going to win any beauty pageants, but she smells good, so let's give her a taste. This is also not my favourite slow-mo I've ever done, but oh well. This has to be one of the oddest things I've ever made. It's not that strange. All of the ingredients do technically come together to form a cheesecake, but it's rather flat. And of course, because the instructions just tell you to slide it onto a biscuit base or a tart case, then it doesn't stick to the case, it doesn't stick to the pastry. So you have two strange separate entities on a plate. If it were up to me to make this presentable, I would, well, for starters, I would have lined the bottom of the rice cooker tin with something. The instructions just say to butter it lightly. Obviously that didn't work. But even after that, what I would do is I would make some kind of whipped double cream base, maybe squeeze a bit of lemon juice in there, a little bit of extra cream cheese, and use that to spread onto our base, our biscuit base, and then we can put the cheesecake in and then it would stick. And then I would cover the top and pipe some more cream on and probably sprinkle some more fudge pieces on there too. But for the sake of science and making a fair test, I simply followed the instructions in the booklet. Anyway, I bet you're wondering how this tastes, so for science, cheers. I'll be fair, it's not terrible. Is it cheesecake? And I would answer yes. Is it a good cheesecake? No. Because it has been sort of partially boiled, partially roasted in that tin, it has a weirdly curdled texture. Like I said though, not terrible. I could quite happily eat this for breakfast. It's not too sweet. Little bit eggy, but I don't mind that. But if I had some friends around, would I be happy to serve them this? Probably not. Oops, the crust has come off and everything. Anyway, I don't regret doing the experiment. As soon as I saw it in the booklet, I knew I had to. And as a massive cheesecake lover and maker of many cheesecakes in the past, I think I will stick to my past recipes and methods. So there you go, rice cooker cheesecake. Make of it what you will. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video, and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.taste, and find me on TikTok too. I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. Yeah, I think I'll just reserve my rice cooker for rice, porridge and soups.